You know what happens when millionaire babies are fed green beans instead of mashed bananas for breakfast? We throw tantrums, and that's what I'm about to do.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Sony A7S Firmware 3, and we're in shutter priority, Batis 18mm, Tone at 2.8, but it's choosing its own shutters, 5.6. Good for you. So, Sony has released a new firmware update, and it's full of lies. I checked the codes. I'm a code reader, and I think they had a meeting about how dumb this firmware was. Alright fellas, time to love our audience with a free firmware update, the likes of which no one's ever seen in their life. You're not going to believe. Look, here's the list of features we got on this WOW product. That looks exciting. Let me see these features. Breathing comp? There's nothing else really on this list. Where's the animal eye detect? That was the one thing that they were asking for. It's coming, right? Johnson, you moron. That's a premium ZVE10 feature. You think the A7S III is getting that? What? This is like, it needs so much processing power. Only a camera like the ZVE10, ZV1 type of stuff can do that. You know, FX30, all the new stuff. They don't want that, do they? I think it's the only thing they wanted. I'm surprised you left it out. It's very capable of doing it. Why aren't we putting that in there? Look, Johnson, I don't like telling this story any more than you like hearing it. But when I was 6, I tried to feed a squirrel some nuts. And he came up and he ate them. And it was fun. And he came back every day. And I would meet him on my back porch. I named him Little Timmy. One day I tried to pet Little Timmy, and he bit my finger off. That's why you've noticed we only get 4 firmware updates a year. I will not have one of my cameras detect a squirrel. You detect it on your own time. Little Timmy dies tonight. What does that even mean? This is not a very good firmware update, boss. We're gonna get roached. Roached. Johnson, relax. People are stupid. We'll just put major firmware in the title and they'll be like blown away. They don't even read what's in it. Like, major, wow. All the YouTube douchers will just promote this thing, even though it's free. But boss, the A7S III is the best wildlife camera ever made, except it lacks the one feature that it's more than capable of. Just let them have this one thing. I think you're right, Johnson. Perhaps I will let them have that one thing. After I let you have this one thing. Yeah. Oh God. Oh, he is so dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't. Oh, get rid of the evidence. I didn't think of new lines later in the day and then add it to a boardroom meeting. Are you crazy? I'm in the same place I was. What are you even talking about? It's the equivalent of when you think of something cool to say to somebody, a comeback, and hours later, well, I get to actually say it to you. Huh? I'll go. So I am actually boycotting this firmware update. I am not installing it, and I'm not even joking. I might change my mind one day, but let me just tell you how disappointed I am. Sony announces this thing saying, in 3 months, might as well have been 3 years, we get this firmware update coming. Everything you've been complaining about, saying we never update our cameras, and we're giving the little ZVE10 all the features, and how the hell do you not update the flagship to have those? It's coming. Don't you worry. Look, nothing arrived. I was asking for one feature. It's the animal eye detect that's already in the camera. Just turn it on. Look at this. When you go into animal eye detect in video, it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing but turn off human face detect. And then if you somehow forget that mode was on, have fun with that. Now you have nothing detect autofocus, but it's in animal eye detect that doesn't work. That's the only thing I wanted fixed, and it's not fixed. You want to know how disappointed I am in this firmware update? We're getting breathing compensation. Thank you for turning my full frame camera into a no longer full frame. So it just crops in, and because your lenses are so poorly designed, it stops the breathing a bit. But only on Sony lenses. Who has a Sony lens? It's not going to work on any of your Zeiss Primes or the Sigmas or the Tamarons. We get DCI 4K. I used to do that just because it gave some black bars on my regular 4K timeline. That's not even how you're supposed to use it. But I did that sometimes on the Fuji. And now it's like, would I even do that ever? Like, who cares? And true 24p, what does that really mean? You're losing or gaining 0.03% of a frame per second. What the hell's the point of that? And then there's a bunch of like time code stuff. Who the hell? And I literally saw some feature that was like, when you're using a couple cameras stuck together or something, they'll be able to whisper love messages into their ears. Like, this firmware does nothing. There's a little swipe right and you get some things on the screen for like kindergarten vloggers. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it also erases all your settings. Everything. You have to go through the whole camera again, set up everything. All my little tweaks. Little -2 on the reds here and -2 yellow. You think I'll remember that? Never. And all the little custom modes, everything gone. Just go through your whole camera and do it all over again. Everyone loves menu diving. I'll dive into your mom. This update is literally more hassle than it's worth. You erase your entire camera. Oh my god. It's my right away, trust me. I can't believe that's how little Sony cares. Nikon is like trying to make the Z8 and Z9 even better every time. Even other companies are updating like useful features. We get stuff that should have been there. Breathing comp, but like who even cares about the damn thing? It's only saying my lens is so bad that we developed a mode that is somewhat able to hand our terrible lens. But does it add 3D pop? Where's the pop in the Sony lenses, you piece of shit? I'm picturing a bunch of douche tubers with LED lights in the background saying, Sony up the game, bro. There's surfboards in the menus now. Skateboards over garbage trucks. Get a real job. Oh, he heard that. Oh boy. Oh boy, I bet I can run more red lights than you. You'll never catch me. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? So am I surprised? No. Do you need to move up to the Sony ZV1f to get animal eye detect? Yes. Am I gonna do it? Is that street viable? Oh, it could be. So I guess we're waiting for the Sony A7S IV to be the ultimate wildlife thing. I bet you it might not even do more than 4K 120. I think everybody's happy with that spec. HD 480? No, never. So I'm just waiting, but honestly, I don't see Nikon beating it. The Z6 III is going to have HD 240 8-bit with a crop. What are we doing? How are we moving backwards in time every year? We're getting dumber every year. No one's beaten this camera. Pre-firmware. So who's with me boycotting the firmware? That'll teach them, huh? I don't know how they'd even learn about the data. But whatever, man. Don't install that thing on your camera. Fight with me. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Honestly, I'm not going through all these settings again just to get what? A slightly updated menu look? What is that? That's just gonna confuse me. I'm used to everything now. It's fine. The function button. I hate you so much, Sony. I can't believe you let me down with the animal eye detect. Oh, that's a bitch. So, thank you for nothing, as usual. Even though you lead the industry in a lot of ways, you trail it in all the others. All the important ones. I'll leave. How you doing? You agree? Subscribing for more videos, and I'll see you later.